Ladies and gentlemen, life is filled with choices. Every day we decide how we will live, how we will think, and how we will respond to the opportunities before us. And one of the most significant choices we will ever make is the decision to prosper. Now, prosperity is more than material wealth. It is about living in the fullness of what has been promised to us, spiritually, emotionally, and even physically. It is about stepping into the abundant life that is waiting for those who walk in faith, obedience, and wisdom. Think for a moment about the people who have impacted history, not just with their resources, but with their faith. They chose to believe that their lives had meaning. They chose to trust that the challenges they faced were not obstacles, but opportunities. They refused to settle for less than what had been planned for them. And because of that, they prosper. You see, prosperity is not an accident. It is not something that just happens to a select few. It begins with a decision, your decision, a decision to rise above doubt, a decision to reject fear, a decision to embrace the principles that lead to a life of abundance. Consider this: prosperity follows principles. It follows diligence, wisdom, and generosity. It follows a mindset that believes in possibilities rather than limitations. It follows a heart that is willing to serve, to grow, and to trust. And when you choose to walk in these principles, you are choosing to prosper. But here's where so many people struggle. They want to prosper, but they are unwilling to change. They hold on to old habits, old mindsets, and old fears. They want the rewards without the responsibility. But that's not how it works. Prosperity is the fruit of faith and action. It is the result of believing for more and then stepping forward in obedience. So today, make the decision. Decide to prosper, not just in wealth, but in wisdom, in influence, and in purpose. Decide to believe in what is possible. Decide to walk in the steps that lead to abundance. Because when you do, you will step into a life that is far greater than anything you could have imagined. Every great achievement in life begins with a decision. The moment a person determines that they will not remain where they are, that they will rise above limitations and pursue something greater, their entire life begins to shift. This applies to every area of life, including prosperity. It is not something that randomly falls into place. It is something that must be intentionally chosen. Many people believe that prosperity is reserved for a select few, those born into the right families, those with exceptional talents, or those who happen to be in the right place at the right time. But that is not true. The difference between those who prosper and those who do not often comes down to a single factor: a decision. The decision to prosper means choosing to believe that greater things are possible and then aligning thoughts, actions, and attitudes accordingly. It is easy to settle. It is easy to look at past disappointments and believe that nothing will change. It is easy to listen to negativity and assume that prosperity is out of reach. But the truth is, prosperity begins in the mind before it is ever seen in reality. The choice to prosper is a choice to reject small thinking. It is a choice to let go of fear, doubt, and excuses. It is a choice to rise above mediocrity and pursue excellence in every area of life. This decision is not always comfortable. It often requires stepping away from familiar habits and embracing new ways of thinking. It requires discipline, perseverance, and a willingness to grow. Those who prosper do not wait for perfect conditions. They create them. They do not wait for opportunities to come to them. They seek them out. They refuse to be held back by fear or past failures. Instead, they choose to learn, to improve, and to keep moving forward. The decision to prosper is also a decision to take responsibility. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or the past for where life is today. But those who truly prosper refuse to be victims of their circumstances. They understand that while they cannot always control what happens to them, they can always control how they respond. They choose to focus on what they can do rather than what they cannot. They recognize that prosperity is not just about external success. It is about developing the mindset, character, and habits that lead to success. This decision is tested every day. Challenges will arise. There will be moments of discouragement, moments when it seems easier to give up than to keep going. But those who have made the decision to prosper do not allow setbacks to define them. They see obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger. They keep pressing forward, knowing that prosperity is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. Some people wait for a sign before making the decision to prosper. They wait for everything to fall into place, for every doubt to disappear, for the perfect opportunity to present itself. But waiting is not a strategy. Prosperity does not come to those who sit on the sidelines. It comes to those who step forward in faith, even when the path is unclear. It comes to those who make the decision to prosper, regardless of their current circumstances, and take action in the direction of their goals. The decision to prosper is a defining moment in life. It separates those who live by faith and purpose from those who live by fear and hesitation. It is not about luck or chance. It is about choosing to embrace the potential that has been placed within. When this decision is made, everything begins to change. Mindsets shift, doors open, and new possibilities emerge. Those who make this decision and remain committed to it will see the results in ways they never imagined. Prosperity is often misunderstood. Many people equate it solely with material wealth, assuming that a prosperous life is measured by the size of a bank account, the kind of house one lives in, or the luxuries one can afford. But true prosperity is much deeper than that. It is about living in the fullness of purpose, walking in wisdom, and experiencing abundance in every area of life. Spiritually, emotionally, relationally, and even physically. A truly prosperous person is not just someone who has financial success, but someone who is rich in wisdom, strong in character, and filled with purpose. There are many people who have all the money in the world but lack peace. There are those who have achieved great material success yet feel empty inside. Prosperity is not simply about accumulation, it is about fulfillment. It is about living with joy, contentment, and a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. There are people who have very little in terms of material wealth, yet they are prosperous in ways that money could never buy. They have strong relationships. They are filled with gratitude. They walk with confidence and faith, and they live lives of generosity and impact. Prosperity is not about what is in one's hands, but about what is in one's heart. It is about having a sense of purpose and knowing that life is not just about personal gain, but about making a difference in the world. One of the greatest indicators of true prosperity is wisdom. Wealth without wisdom is dangerous. There are countless stories of people who have gained riches but lost everything because they lack the wisdom to manage it. Prosperity is about making sound decisions, understanding the principles that lead to success, and applying them consistently. It is about being a good steward of time, talents, and resources. Those who prosper in a lasting way are those who seek wisdom, learn from experience, and walk in integrity. Another key aspect of true prosperity is emotional and relational wealth. What good is financial success if relationships are broken, if there is no peace in the heart, or if life is filled with anxiety and fear? True prosperity includes healthy relationships, the ability to love and be loved, and the ability to forgive and be at peace. A prosperous person is one who values relationships, invests in people, and cultivates a heart of gratitude and kindness. Prosperity also extends to purpose. There is no greater wealth than knowing that life has meaning, that every day is an opportunity to grow, to serve, and to make a difference. Those who live with purpose are truly prosperous, regardless of their bank accounts. They wake up with a sense of excitement, knowing that they are part of something bigger than themselves. They do not measure success merely by what they own, but by the impact they make. Generosity is another defining mark of true prosperity. Those who are truly prosperous do not hoard what they have. They share it. They understand that prosperity is not just for personal comfort, but for the benefit of others. They give freely, knowing that true abundance comes not from keeping, but from giving. A generous heart is a prosperous heart, and those who bless others find themselves blessed in ways they never expected. Many people chase after financial wealth, thinking it will bring them the happiness and security they desire. But wealth alone is not the answer. True prosperity is about balance. Having financial stability, yes, but also having peace of mind, joy in relationships, wisdom in decisions, and a heart full of purpose. When prosperity is understood in this way, it is no longer just a dream for a few, but a possibility for anyone willing to embrace the principles that lead to a truly abundant life. Prosperity does not happen by accident. It is not a random stroke of luck or something that is handed to a select few. It follows principles, unchanging, time-tested principles that lead to success when applied consistently, Those who understand and live by these principles experience true prosperity, while those who ignore them often struggle, regardless of their intentions or desires. One of the foundational principles of prosperity is diligence. Hard work, persistence, and a commitment to excellence are essential for anyone who wants to succeed. Those who prosper are not those who sit back and wait for opportunities to come to them. They are those who seize every opportunity with determination and effort. They understand that shortcuts lead to short-term results, but diligence produces lasting success. Every step taken in excellence, every effort made with integrity, and every moment spent in focused work moves a person closer to true prosperity. Wisdom is another key principle. Many people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they lack wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions, to discern what is right, and to apply knowledge in practical ways. It is knowing when to act and when to wait, when to invest and when to hold back, when to speak and when to remain silent. Wisdom is more valuable than money because with wisdom, wealth can be gained, managed, and multiplied, but without wisdom, even great wealth can be lost in an instant. Those who seek wisdom through learning, experience, and wise counsel position themselves for long-term prosperity. Another principle that governs prosperity is mindset. The way a person thinks determines the course of their life. Those who believe in possibilities, who expect good things, who have a vision for their future, and who focus on solutions rather than problems naturally move towards success. On the other hand, those who think negatively, who dwell on limitations, and who fear failure often find themselves stuck, unable to move forward. A prosperous mindset sees obstacles as opportunities, challenges as stepping stones, and setbacks as setups for something greater. Stewardship is another principle that cannot be ignored. Many people desire prosperity, but they fail to manage well what they already have. Prosperity follows those who are good stewards, those who handle their resources wisely, who plan for the future, who budget, invest, and make careful decisions. When a person proves they can manage little, they position themselves to handle much. Wastefulness and careless spending block prosperity, while wisdom and stewardship attract it. Prosperity is not a mystery. It is the result of applying these principles consistently. Those who align their lives with diligence, wisdom, generosity, integrity, a prosperous mindset, and good stewardship will find that prosperity is not something they have to chase. It is something that naturally follows them. Change is often uncomfortable. It requires stepping away from the familiar and embracing something new. Many people desire prosperity, but they resist the changes necessary to achieve it. They want success without sacrifice, progress without effort, and abundance without transformation. But true prosperity demands growth, and growth is impossible without change. There are habits, mindsets, and patterns that hold people back from experiencing the fullness of prosperity. Some remain stuck in cycles of negativity, always expecting the worst and fearing failure. Others cling to unhealthy financial habits, spending without planning, borrowing without thought, and failing to manage what they already have. Still others resist learning, assuming that what worked in the past will work forever, refusing to adapt and improve. But prosperity is not for those who remain stagnant. It is for those who are willing to change. The first step in embracing change is recognizing what needs to be left behind. There are mindsets that must be abandoned. Thoughts of scarcity, fear of risk, and belief in limitations. People who prosper think differently. They do not dwell on what they lack. They focus on what is possible. They do not allow past failures to define their future. They choose to see opportunities rather than obstacles. A prosperous person is willing to reprogram their thinking, replacing doubt with confidence and hesitation with action. Change also requires breaking free from unhealthy habits. Prosperity does not come to those who waste time, procrastinate, or make excuses. It comes to those who develop the discipline to take action consistently. It means shifting from impulsive spending to careful financial planning. It means replacing laziness with diligence, distractions with focus, and short-term pleasures with long-term rewards. Another critical aspect of change is the willingness to learn. Many people remain in the same place year after year because they refuse to grow. They believe they already know everything they need to know, or they assume that learning stops at a certain age. But those who prosper are lifelong learners. They seek wisdom, read books, attend seminars, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to think bigger. They are not afraid to admit what they don't know, and they actively pursue knowledge that will help them move forward. Relationships also play a significant role in change. Many people never prosper because they are surrounded by negativity. They listen to voices that tell them they will never succeed, that prosperity is for someone else, that they should settle for less. But those who experience true prosperity understand the power of association. They choose to walk with people who inspire, challenge, and encourage them. They seek out mentors, build meaningful relationships, and distance themselves from those who drain their energy and keep them small. Stepping into prosperity also requires taking bold action. It is not enough to think differently or gain new knowledge. There must be a willingness to apply what is learned. Many people delay change because they are waiting for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they will start saving when they earn more. They will launch their business when things settle down. They will pursue their dreams when the time is right. But prosperity does not wait for perfect conditions. Those who succeed step forward in faith even when the future is uncertain. Change is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Those who resist change remain where they are, always wishing for more but never achieving it. Those who embrace change unlock new levels of success, joy, and abundance. Every person who has ever prospered had to make a decision to let go of what was holding them back, to step out of their comfort zone, and to pursue the life they were meant to live. The willingness to change is the difference between those who dream of prosperity and those who actually experience it. Belief is a powerful force. It shapes actions, decisions, and ultimately the course of life. Those who prosper are not necessarily the most talented, the most privileged, or the luckiest. They are the ones who believe that prosperity is possible for them and then take the necessary steps to achieve it. Faith is the foundation of all great achievements. It allows people to see beyond their current circumstances and walk boldly toward a better future. Without faith, fear takes over, and fear paralyzes progress. Those who prosper choose faith over fear. They choose to believe in the unseen, to trust in possibilities rather than limitations, and to step forward even when the path is unclear. Faith alone, however, is not enough. It must be accompanied by action. Many people have dreams, hopes, and desires, but they never move beyond the realm of imagination. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or some external confirmation before taking a step. But prosperity does not come to those who wait indefinitely. It comes to those who move forward in action. Every breakthrough, every success, every moment of abundance is preceded by a step of faith, followed by decisive action. Taking action does not always mean making huge, dramatic moves. Sometimes prosperity begins with small, consistent steps. It is the decision to wake up earlier and use time wisely. It is the choice to invest in learning rather than wasting time on distractions. It is the commitment to manage finances well, even when resources seem limited. Small steps taken consistently lead to great rewards. The difference between those who prosper and those who remain stagnant is not just belief, it is the willingness to act on that belief every single day. Challenges will arise along the way. There will be moments of doubt, obstacles that seem insurmountable, and times when giving up feels like the easier option. But those who truly prosper are those who refuse to be discouraged by setbacks. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but part of the journey toward it. They learn from mistakes, adjust their strategies, and keep pressing forward. Every great success story is filled with moments of difficulty, but the common thread among all prosperous individuals is resilience. Another key part of taking action is embracing opportunities. Many people miss their moment because they hesitate, second-guess themselves, or assume that opportunities will always come around again. But prosperity belongs to those who recognize an opportunity when it arises and are bold enough to seize it. Whether it is a chance to learn a new skill, invest in a growing industry, or step into a leadership role, action takers do not wait for guarantees. They take risks with wisdom and confidence. Prosperity also requires persistence. A single act of faith and action is not enough. Success is built through daily intentional effort. It is the person who keeps showing up, keeps improving, and keeps working toward their goals who ultimately sees results. Too many people quit just before they see a breakthrough. They plant seeds but fail to water them long enough to see the harvest. But those who prosper understand that the process takes time. They do not allow temporary setbacks to make them abandon long-term goals. It is easy to admire those who have prospered and assume that they had some advantage others do not. But in reality, their success is the result of faith in action, repeated, refined, and strengthened over time. They chose to believe, they chose to move forward, and they refused to be discouraged by obstacles. Anyone who embraces this principle can experience the same results. Those who align faith with action, who take steps toward prosperity rather than just wishing for it, will see doors open, opportunities arise, and abundance flow into their lives in ways they never imagined. The decision to prosper is not just a wish or a fleeting desire, it is a commitment to a way of life. It is the choice to believe in possibilities, to embrace change, to follow time-tested principles, and to take bold action with unwavering faith. Prosperity is not reserved for a select few. It is available to those who are willing to rise above fear, step out of complacency, and move forward with purpose and determination. There will always be challenges along the way, moments of doubt and times when giving up seems easier than pressing on, but those who remain steadfast, who refuse to settle for less than what is possible, who are willing to grow, learn, and persevere, these are the ones who will experience true prosperity. The journey begins with a decision to think differently, to act differently, and to live with the expectation that abundance is possible. It is not about waiting for the perfect moment, but stepping out in faith, knowing that every step forward brings new opportunities, new lessons, and new blessings. Now is the time to make that decision. Now is the time to break free from limitations, to embrace the principles of prosperity, and to take the steps necessary to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. The choice is in your hands and the future is waiting.